All right, and welcome to day 2 of the Source Gaming end of day E3 discussion. Once again, this is Spazzy, Source Gaming article lead, and with me as yesterday is the Mango Viking. Say hi, Mango.
Hello. And
we're just going to go over what we did today, what we saw, where we went. It was another... Today was actually a busy day for us. There's a lot of appointments scheduled. We went around. We didn't see all that much on the actual show floor. I think it was the first time that we went out to the South Hall.
Yeah, and the Concourse Hall too.
Right, yeah, because the West Hall is where you kind of have Nintendo and Sony, and then a couple other things, but it's mostly just really focused on Nintendo and Sony. I know Sega has their stuff there as well, and that's kind of where we spent most of our time yesterday. We ended up there at the end of the day.
Yeah, again with Smash Brothers.
Yeah, because we got into line for the For Fun Smash Brothers. I guess you would say, what did they say? Because they said competitive instead of For Glory. Instead of For Fun, what did they say?
I think it was just competitive and non-competitive, and for fun and for glory.
Yeah, I think there was another term, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. So we spoke to and played games with a lot of different indie games, a lot of indie devs today. I think was kind of most of our focus.
Yeah.
And the first one was, what was the first one we saw today?
It was the Spectrum Retreat. Sorry, I have my list upside down. Yes, sorry. I wrote down all the games because it's easier to go that way. The Spectrum Retreat. Sorry.
All right.
I didn't have it right. I thought I had it wrong.
Okay, the Spectrum Retreat. And the Spectrum Retreat was kind of a puzzle game.
Correct, yeah.
Right. I thought that was kind of an interesting sort of game to play. There was a narrative behind it. I think there's a kind of a mystery to unravel. It kind of worked on 2 levels because on one you were going through kind of this old Art Deco looking hotel, and you had to solve a lot of different puzzles. There's some physics puzzles later on, very Portal-esque, I guess, in the way that it's a first-person game where you have to use different environments and different gimmicks, I guess, to solve different puzzles.
Yeah.
But you go through the hotel, and then you kind of go into kind of a little sci-fi trapping area for the puzzles, which was kind of cool. I wasn't actually the one that played it. I kind of armchair quarterbacked that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think with puzzle games you can totally do that though. You're kind of a jerk if you do that, but you can, because you can just kind of solve it with somebody else. But yeah, since you played it, Mango, what were your actual thoughts on it?
I thought it was pretty cool. I did get stuck a couple of times. It might have been just because it's a short demo and you try to make sure you get through it all the whole time. But I think it's still pretty simple to pick up and play. Basically, how it works is you can absorb colors from blocks. So you'll have a bunch of white blocks and some, in this case, it was just white and red. So you can absorb the red color and then put it onto a white block. And what that does is you'll have different shields or force fields that you want to pass through. And to pass through it, you have to either get rid of or add a color to get rid of that force field of that color or add a new one. And you're basically trying to find ways of transferring this one color to different blocks, but as you go, you can actually get stuck. So there's like a hall, and you kind of look back and forth through windows,
there's a lot more to it, and we only did one of the puzzle. I don't want to say gimmicks. It was like puzzle types, I guess. The one of
mechanic.
Yeah, one of the mechanics. That's the word that I was struggling with because it's night here in LA and I'm still used to the East Coast time. So my brain is a little slower than normal. But yeah, because they pile on new mechanics later. We talked to the developer. He was going on to say that, hey, there's wall climbing and portals and teleport, like all sorts of interesting things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's going to be one to look out for. We'll write a little bit more, I think, on that a little bit later in depth, so you get more of handled from it, from our point of view. Another one that we played today was Overcooked 2, and neither of us had played Overcooked 1.
No.
And I didn't know if I would really care about the game when I first started playing it, because it looked like, really it looks like one of those mobile games like Diner Dash or whatever. Like, oh, you gotta feed everybody, put the things together, move here, move there. But there's definitely, first of all, the sense of humor is high.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun. They make a lot of puns about raising the dead,
Yeah,
like with rising
bread,
dough,
yeah.
and it's instead of the undead, it's the unbread. So that, I mean, there's points just from that, which I think was great. But on top of that, I think what I really enjoyed about it is it gets hectic because of the co-op element.
Oh yeah.
When you play with somebody else, and you can play up to 4 people, it was just the 2 of us. We saw a group of 4 next to us playing. You have to coordinate. Like, oh, I'm cooking the rice because I don't want the rice to burn because we were making sushi.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm chopping this, and then later you have to wash the dishes, and it's a lot of fun, and I did not think it was. And I'm probably gonna pick that game up for when I get together with people, because I feel like it's a good party game.
Yeah, definitely. It was funny just trying to get used to the, like, oh, here's one new mechanic. Okay, that's fine. And then, like, all the rice burns, and we have to find a fire extinguisher to put it all out because half the place is scorched in flames.
Every time
fun.
something gets introduced, you're like, and then you 3-star it, and you're like, I got this, and then they introduce something else, and you just kind of start at block 1 there. That was from Team17. Is that
they're publishing it. I forget the developer,
and we also played what was the other one called? Bugstair.
Yeah.
Honestly, that one I didn't really get a great impression of it. You have little objectives. You're a little guy. You drive cars. You break things. I'm probably doing a huge disservice to it. Honestly, I probably only spent 15 or 20 minutes playing through it.
Yeah.
It was a little odd. I think that I got in the middle of somebody else's game, so I'm sure that if I got from the beginning and had more of an idea of what I was doing, it was good. But as it is, I don't think I played enough to really say anything, but I also wasn't really drawn to it. I didn't feel like it's something that I have to explore. If I have another chance to play it, I'll definitely give it a go and give it a fair shot, but there really wasn't anything that drew me to it.
Yeah, we didn't really have a guide for these 2 games because Team17 just kind of had a booth, and it's whatever's free, go in, do whatever, because you basically could have an hour to do whatever you want.
Right, yeah, they're like, come over. Yeah, so it wasn't like, because we could have played Overcooked 2 over at the Nintendo area. Yeah, and it's not like that where you kind of line up or whatever. It's, they invite different media people in and you do it, but we came at a very busy time too. They even said that.
We only had, I think, Overcooked 2 available.
Right, and that was probably it too, is that we had an hour to play all of their games, and we spent like 45 minutes of that on Overcooked. Yeah. Which would tell you that we enjoyed Overcooked too. If nothing else. And then we did State of Mind was the next one, where it's an interesting one because we didn't really get to play it. We messed around on the Switch version a little bit. But mostly it was just the developers going over it with us and what the game is. It's kind of the developer liked to use the term transhuman a lot. It's definitely a narrative experience, I think, more than a gameplay experience. Although I don't want to discount the fact that there was gameplay, but once again, we didn't touch it except to kind of walk around a room. Yeah. So it's hard to say.
There's supposed to be puzzles and things, but we didn't really get to see too much of that.
And it seems pretty linear. It's, a dystopian future with transhumanism, and everybody's trying to be more machines and uploading themselves into a virtual world, and there's parallel stories of a virtual world and where one of your characters goes through. And the real world, which is, kind of a piece of garbage. And you do puzzles and you try to kind of reconcile the 2 versions of the character. And there's other characters you play as too.
Yeah.
And it definitely draws upon, like, he's just talking as the developer's talking. I'm like, oh, he's always drawing upon, like, some iRobot stuff. Some definitely some Blade Runner stuff with both of those kind of touching on a character that was a robot who's a point of view character for some of the chapters of the game. I don't know how it's set up. It could be interesting. It's a sort of game that it's going to be available on Switch, and there aren't many games like it on Switch. It's kind of an adventure game with some puzzles and, you know, some dialogue choices and stuff. Like I said, it seems a little bit linear, but it seems like it could have a good story, and I actually love the art style.
Yeah, that was really cool too. It's got this polygonal, triangular kind of art style, which kind of fits in with like the digital aspect of it.
Right, it's cool because I feel like we've seen a lot of modern takes on sprite art recently as kind of this throwback to like retro styles where, you know, sprite work was a lot of times the limitations of the system. They can only do so many colors and so many sprites.
Yeah.
They can make sprites so big, things like that. But now it's, you know, a legitimate art choice. It's not done because anything's being held back, you know? And this, it wasn't sprite based. It was, you know, full 3D, but everything looked like kind of early 90s, like polygons.
Yeah. But
cleaned up and freshened up and this and that. So it was definitely like a cool artistic choice, and I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool.
It reminds me of the show from the 90s or early 2000s. I forget, Reboot.
Yes.
It's all, yeah.
It was very much like that, and it was also in a virtual world. I don't think they
it fits.
They meant to do that. Yeah, and then, okay, moving on. This was one that I played. What was it called?
3 minutes to midnight.
3 minutes to midnight. Yeah, it was.
It's a point-and-click adventure game.
Yeah, it was very much. You could tell based off of like kind of the old LucasArts style point-and-click adventure.
Yeah, even the art too.
Yeah, because when you get the art, I thought was. I thought the backgrounds were pretty good, and the developer we spoke to. Said that also is going to be like a 14 to 15 hour game for a point-and-click adventure. That is long.
Yeah.
And
to clarify as well, state of mind, the previous game, he also said like 10 to 15 hours. So it's not like you play it for 1-2 hours and there's my money gone. So.
But I think when you go back to point-and-click adventures, you're really going back to 2 points of origin. If you're kind of an older gamer or just a big fan of the genre, and that's kind of the Sierra, which was like, you know, King's Quest and Space Quest and stuff like that. And then the LucasArts, you know, with like your Maniac Mansions, your Full Throttles, Day of the Tentacle, all of that sort of stuff. And this one definitely falls, I feel like, in the way they're trying to do the sense of humor and the presentation. And the guy even, you know, confirmed it in the LucasArts category. The puzzles we played were pretty cool.
You mostly played it.
Yeah, you know, and I'm a fan of the genre.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I played a lot of those games, and I think they're tons of fun. The writing was good. I felt like there was maybe a little too much too many choices, which might seem like a weird thing to say, but when there's dialogue trees and there's like 6 or 7 options, and you're the sort of person that wants to hear every option, sometimes it just feels like it takes forever to get back to the game because you're like, okay, and this person's saying this now, and then they're saying this now, and then they're saying this now. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was funny. It had a nice sense of humor. The characters were good. The backgrounds were good. The character designs were also pretty decent. I felt like it animated a little roughly. Looked kind of like an old like Flash game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was cool. I definitely, it's another game that will be on Switch, and I'll probably buy it on Switch if not on Steam, because you can actually touch the screen. And it'll be great for portable mode and to do that. And it seemed like a promising game. I mean, I know I pointed out some faults that I found in it, but I mean, first of all, this was just 2 areas in a much larger game, so that might change. It's definitely in development, and you know, despite all that, I thought it was a good entry to the genre, you know, or a good addition to the genre, I should say, and I enjoyed my time with it.
So what about the puzzles with the game? Because that's like a huge part of the aspect of it.
I thought they were, I mean, for the most part, I feel like there's like a fine line with point-and-click adventure games of it being like mind-numbingly easy and then just kind of like cryptically like, what am I supposed to do here? Why is this game happening to me?
Yeah.
Why is the game happening to me? And for the most part, nothing seemed that hard to solve, but there were some like clever ones that like took a little bit. Like for instance, there were some mosquitoes you couldn't get past a point. So you get some like grass. You get a candle, and you get like some like citronella grass, and then you can combine that to make, you know, a candle to get the the bugs away. But to do that, you actually have to crush the grass in like a laundry press or something. I don't know, like it was like just enough to be like, oh, that's cool, without it being too much. Yeah, overall, I like that game, and I'm curious to see how it is moving forward. It's, you know, that's part of the thing too. Everything you see in E3, and it's a little bit different because like big studios, if you go to something from like Namco or Ubisoft or whoever, I feel like there's always more polish on it. A, because it's bigger, and there's always going to be more polish. Yeah. But B, like, these are companies that aren't going to show a demo unless they have a lot in it. The smaller games, they want people to know about the game. They want to get buzz out there. They want to get proof of concept out there. A lot of these guys don't, you know, may not have a lot of funding or this or that, so they want to get buzz out to try to get people interested in it. So you see games, I think, sometimes that are a little rougher than that.
Yeah, it's not coming out for at least a year, and it's not coming out for at least a year, so there's that to take in consideration.
And then we also saw Desert Child, which I don't even know what to think about that game, man. It's a weird one.
Yeah, I don't really know how to pinpoint it. Well, I mean, genre-wise, it's like a racing shmup.
Yeah.
So you're on like a speeder bike. And you're shooting like TVs and a bunch of other things and collecting money and
like that's
cells.
Like I need more time with that game. The thing is, like, there's a weird artistry with that game. Like it's different. It's very different, and not in a bad way. It's cool. It definitely has its own identity. But I would definitely need more time to kind of understand it. There were issues that I kind of had in the controls because basically. There's a lot of weird side stuff in there and going to cities. It's like another dystopian future sort of deal where Earth sucks, so all you have is your bike, and you got to get into bike races to get money to move to Mars. And the bike races take place on a 2D plane, and you're just moving left to right, and you always move left to right. You can't really move backwards. You just basically move up and down, and I guess you can move a little bit more forward.
Yeah, I'd like to think it's similar to the Battletoads racing game. Racing game.
It's a little bit like that.
It's like that. The screen is moving fast, and you can only really move in
right, and you're trying to avoid things and not bump into things.
Except you
and
can
while
shoot.
you race somebody else, and then you can shoot. So you can shoot power-ups and items, and you can try to do dodges to hit certain things, and there's like refueling stations and ammo stations. And it's interesting. I feel like when you fall behind in that game, though, in a race, and if you find yourself out of ammo and out of boost, it's really difficult to come back.
Yeah, I found there's a 2-player mode, and I found myself losing quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's also
that was
weird
mostly because I'm really good at the game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
with your,
obviously.
Your best D score.
Hey man, you know the thing about a D is it is not an F.
You got that too, don't worry.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's also weird because I forget exactly how it works, but it's something like if you run out of bullets, then you're supposed to use your boost to like get more ammo, and there's some sort of symbiosis between the two.
Yeah, I feel like it's a game you could probably pour some time in and find some weird stuff, but it's cool. There's a lot of like cool parts about it. The little co-op thing, like you get into it a little, because through story mode you can do co-op, and basically all that happens is one person does all of the like walking around towns and talking to people and stuff. But then when you actually get to the racing part, you have somebody helping you.
Yep.
Or you can do head-to-head. And both of those are fun, but I really didn't see enough of the game to be like, oh, this game is amazing. But it has like a really quirky sense of humor, and it's something that I really need to see more of. You know, I feel like I've said that a couple times for a lot of these games, but it's true. It's interesting. It's definitely, I think, not going to be a game for everybody. But like if anything I said piques your interest, then it might be something you want to check out.
Yeah.
I think that was basically it for all of the indie games. We did hit 2 non-indie games today, or we re-hit 1. Yeah, which we talked about before, and we walked around. You took a picture with Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, there's a lot of photo ops and stuff in E3. I know we haven't really talked about that at all, but there's a lot of, hey, let's go around and Spider-Man, and just all sorts of stuff.
You got your picture with the Monado.
I did take the picture with the Monado. It was great. The Monado's power, yeah. Yeah, because all the Smash stuff you go around, there's all of the different props from the different Nintendo fighters, which is cool because I know it's for Smash, but it also just kind of like represents Nintendo. It's like all the best of Nintendo stuff is everywhere, which is really cool. Like Princess Peach's crown and gloves and all sorts of...
Fox's like helmet is huge in his
blaster.
Like
I didn't realize Fox was a giant. Fox has got like 9 feet tall according to how big that is. It's stupid.
What was it bigger than again? One of the other items.
Oh yeah, what was I don't even remember, but I'm like, wow, Fox is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I also took some pictures. I didn't take pictures of myself there, but of the Resident Evil 2 get up, which was awesome. If you go to Capcom's area, they have like a Raccoon City thing with a police car, like a zombie. Dying Light also has a zombie, so there's multiple zombies in different places. Yeah. But yeah, and the Raccoon, the Resident Evil setup is awesome. Well, I should take some more pictures of it tomorrow when we're in that area. But we went over to the Square Enix booth, and we were unable to do Kingdom Hearts 2, which is, sad, I guess. But we were able to do Dragon's Quest 11.
Yeah.
Yep. And it sure was Dragon's Quest. It sure was. I like it. I think I talked to you earlier about what I kind of like about Dragon's Quest is that Final Fantasy keeps going in weird directions and changing, and that's cool. The series is evolving. But Dragon's Quest is still just kind of like an old school JRPG, Yeah, so what did you do on your time in the demo?
So there's like 2 sections of the demo. One is more towards the story, and then the second one is more battling and whatnot. And I just went around battling stuff. You ride on a horse to begin with, and honestly, it was just kind of fun running into enemies on the field and just killing them out of nowhere without battling them. But I fought some enemies and killed one of the bosses. I don't recall the name of it, but it's like a dragon griffin sort of thing. It's got like
something
yeah, it's got some dragon with
mystical. And...
Yeah, it's orange, I think.
Yeah. Well, while you were doing that, I did the appropriate thing that you need to do on these, and I did the horse racing minigame.
Yeah,
a whole lot. I got first place in bronze, and I got to second place in silver because those are the cups. There's like the bronze cup.
Okay,
and then you unlock the silver cup. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was confusing. You got first place bronze. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep up, man.
Yeah.
You got to keep up.
Yeah. In the instructional video, once he saw that horse racing, he's like, yep, that's what I'm doing. There's no
I mean, I did kill a couple enemies, and I went and I pet cats because when you went to the thing, there's like some cats you can pet, and then you pet. That was great.
Better than Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, I don't know. Breath of the Wild, I think, had better horse racing. I'm not throwing shade on the Dragon's Quest horse racing, but I thought Breath of the Wild's horse racing was a little bit better. And you can feed the dogs, and the dogs are happy. That's pretty good. And you can pet the dogs in Breath of the Wild, can't you?
No, you can't. That's
can't,
why I said it's better, because
true.
Everyone was complaining about that after.
Oh, man.
Like,
yeah.
oh, man, all these border collies we can't pet.
Right,
so
and
sad.
they could have changed that with DLC, but they didn't. That was the most important DLC change. Zelda could...
Forget the dungeon.
Right, but no, so yeah, that game was pretty cool. But like I said, it's Dragon's Quest. If you like Dragon's Quest, you like Dragon.
Yeah.
The graphics are great.
Oh yeah, look really good.
Yeah. I feel like I'm getting to a point though where, like, because when I was watching like the Sony's E3 press conference, I was with a buddy of mine. I'm like, oh man, that game looks amazing. But I'm like, all the games kind of look amazing now.
Yeah.
We're at a point now where great graphics don't really impress me as much as they used to. But yeah, it looks good. It plays good. The voice acting was pretty decent from what I heard. I enjoyed my time with that title. And then the other thing was Smash Brothers again, because we went and there was like no line. We waited like less than 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was pretty surprising.
Yeah, and man, it was Smash is Smash, man. It's fun. I think we were just trying to figure out if things were different with characters. I'm like,
yeah, we actually went in with some thought at this point rather than just let's
that
play
remote bomb with Link is weird. It should be easier to get used to. Like, it's just a mental thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because you feel like I should be able to just throw it, and then it's just that extra input for whatever reason of down B with Link, because Link's mostly unchanged.
Yeah.
And just having that difference there is it's just odd, man. It's hard to get used to. But it's awesome. I feel like it does way more damage than his old mobs did.
That's good.
And yeah, Link was fun to play as. I tried Mario out. He's Mario. I tried Donkey Kong out only because the Nintendo representative was like, only 2 people have ever played as Donkey Kong. I'm like, screw that. I'll play as Donkey Kong.
Pity vote.
Yeah, and Inkling is bizarre.
Yeah, we
like,
both played it. It was.
Yeah,
it's gonna take getting used to.
Yeah, like Ridley is like a little different, but like I don't know. I feel like
you can look at him and like get an idea of how he plays. Like he attacks
exactly, and he does a lot of damage. And once you kind of get a handle of which one of his moves you want to use for what, you know, he's another character, and he's got some cool, unique things to him. But I don't know, like Inklings are so different, and you go so fast with that side B with the roller.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. Like, you fly. The Inklings are fast.
Yeah, definitely.
They're very fast, and the way they move, like it's funny because they feel like characters out of Splatoon. The way they kind of move and stuff. It's hard to explain, but they're good. I also got to play on Princess Peach's castle, which is awesome because I miss that stage a lot. I think that's basically it today.
Yeah, there were a couple other things that we noticed with the demo that we looked at it. Sheik has a new final smash. Yeah. It's not just shooting the arrow. It's basically Greninjas, where you go up to a character and she kind of, you know, moves around the character and starts slashing.
Yeah, and I had the Sheikah Eye from Breath of the Wild. I mean, it's in other things. Yeah, I was about to say, I think that that eye design's been around since Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Basically, it's a one.
But I feel like
attack.
Maybe it's like it specifically. I think looked like the one from Breath of the Wild to me because isn't it usually just the eye without the handle part? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It's been a while since I played some of the older Zelda games. Like I haven't played Ocarina. Well, I played the 3DS one, so not that long ago when it came out. Anyways, yeah, and I'm sure you can see. I'm sure other people have footage of that online, but we thought it was neat because we didn't know about it. We're like, oh man.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what. We have no idea who has covered what or what not, because we can't like watch, 6-hour live streams from Nintendo.
Yeah, because we're at E3, so.
Charizard has Flare Blitz, so that's good, because.
Yeah, and I was wondering about Venusaur's recovery because tether recoveries aren't a thing. Like you can like use your Z-Air tether grab with like Link's. Well, not anymore because Link doesn't have the hook shot.
Oh yeah, that was another.
He doesn't.
Thing.
Yeah. But like Young Link, Toon Link, whatever, if you have those sort of tether moves, you can recover like that. But the up B tether moves, like how Olimar had in Brawl, how Zero Suit had in Brawl, those don't exist. But Ivysaur still does. They didn't change him, so that's or her. It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
It's a Pokemon.
It's a monster. Who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's whatever. I'm just gonna call it he because it's easier. Yeah, he has the Vine Whip tether recovery still. That hasn't changed.
Which, yeah, I thought was interesting. But you can kind of switch Pokemon in midair fast now. So
yeah, the fact you can do it not just on the ground, but like in midair changes so much.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to, if you didn't get to the bottom of the stage before you're, like, if you're in the air and getting pummeled, like, you're kind of screwed. It's like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to die a Squirtle in the air.
Yep. So yeah, there's definitely, it definitely changes the character for the better. Oh man, but I think that's about it. We got one more day of this E3 thing going on, so we're gonna do it, and we're gonna get back to you on that. Like I said, we have a lot of coverage for all the games we talked about. We obviously have more to say about them, but this is just kind of a general recap. So we'll get to that somewhere else a little bit later. Anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying our E3 coverage. If there's anything you guys want from that in the future point, I know we only have one more day left, but for any of our coverage, we always enjoy your feedback. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever all these people say, man. You do you. You know what? If you don't want to subscribe, I'm not going to tell you to subscribe. You be you.
We're never going to go to E3 again if you do this.
Listen, don't listen.
Don't follow.
Don't listen to what some random YouTuber says. You're your own person.
Oh, man.
And I respect you. And I respect that. And if you respect me, you can like and subscribe, but you don't have to. I'm not telling you to. That's your choice, and only yours. Anyways, this is our A3 coverage. I am Spazzy at 8bit_Spazzy. This is the one and only Mango Viking, but one
That
of
is
many.
correct.
Yes, there are many
Not
Vikings.
the other Mango,
Yeah,
the one that's actually good at Smash Brothers.
Yeah, this is the one that can't
But-
that can't play Smash Brothers that well in comparison, but likes to talk about it.
Exactly. So come back for more Smash Brothers news from me.
All right, guys, you have a great E3 experience for the remainder of your E3 and all of that. Later, guys.